Hello everybody, good morning and welcome to the United Stand. This is your latest Manchester United transfer news. Apologies for being a little bit late, but there's a bit of breaking news coming through on potential issues with the De Jong and Malacia transfer. Now, you may have seen the tweet that's just come out from David Ornstein, but I also had a little bit more information on this that may be problematic. I'm going to stay positive on this, but there are some people saying that this could well be a bit of an issue for Manchester United. Now, I'm just trying to find out whether this means that we can basically write off any chance of a here we go with either of these transfers at the moment, but I will bring you the latest on that straight away. We were going to be, and we will be talking about what Marcel van der Kraan, the Dutch expert who works at De Telegraph, has said about Manchester United potentially being out of cash, not being able to afford Antony, and that effectively Manchester United's transfer window would be over if they bought Lisandro Martinez. That would be it. They're out of cash. It would be Martinez, Malacia and De Jong, and that's it. There's no more money. I don't know what your thoughts are on that. We'll talk about that as well. Styric, welcome to Members Club. Oh, can I just say as well, our latest members video's just gone up about half an hour ago. It's Luke Shaw compared to Malacia. Really enjoyed it. We do extra videos for our members as a thank you. You still get loads of content on here for free as normal, but if you are a member, don't forget to check it out. If you want to be a member, you can click the join button and join in there. Typically, the minute I go live, this always seems to do this. So let me just get this back up on the screen, and then I should be able to show you where we're going to start off with. Actually, I don't need to show you for that because I can just stay live doing this for a minute. So you may have seen it online. David Ornstein has basically come out and said a few minutes ago that Manchester United are facing a delay in relation to the signing of Malacia because he has changed his... In fact, I'll just get it. I'll get it up on the screen in a moment. Effectively, Malacia has changed his agent. The agent is the same agent. Welcome to the Members Club, Liam James. Malacia has the same agent, or had the same agent as Frenkie de Jong. Now, the agent who's working on Frenkie de Jong with Manchester United should have been working on the Malacia deal as well. Apparently, Malacia has changed agent for this deal and is using his father. This is now causing a delay and a bit of an issue. What I've been told, separately to what David Ornstein said, and I haven't read the full David Ornstein article, so maybe it's in there, is that this could have serious ramifications for getting these deals done as efficiently as Manchester United thought. I don't know why that is. I would imagine it's because the agent who thought he was going to be working on Malacia and De Jong is now being told, I'm not working on the Malacia deal. And he might be quite pissed off. So, effectively, this here we go that we were expecting today, it may happen. But from what David Ornstein's saying and from what I'm getting actually while we're live, there is a bit of a problem going on with Manchester United at the moment, and it appears to be. Let me just see. Look, I'm not going to expose sources. I wish I could because they're very good. But effectively, there's a lot going on behind the scenes, and there's a lot of conflicts going on in relation to this. It's financial, it's technical, it's human beings. But I suppose the best, and I'm getting this information live. It's not just the David Ornstein thing. I'm reading things whilst I'm live as well. Effectively, there is a conflict going on between the agent and Manchester United and Malacia, and this could impact on De Jong as well. I mean, look, I suppose to break it down, because it's only just coming out now, Man United agree fees with Malacia and De Jong with Barcelona and Feyenoord. We then have agreed personal terms with De Jong and his agent, because that's been done for a long, long time, about wages, etc. And we're now trying to do that with Malacia. Malacia changes his agent to his father, which pisses off the agent. Man United want Malacia, and is the agent saying, well, if you sign Malacia, I'm going to mess up the De Jong deal? It seems like that might be the issue, which is not really Manchester United's fault. It's not our fault if Malacia has changed his agent to his father, unless United have got something to do with that. So, I mean, look, it's the world of money. This happens down the local pub. It happens in banking, and it happens in football. It appears that Malacia has pissed off his agent by changing agents, and that agent is the agent of Frenkie de Jong. So, Man United have got to manoeuvre another bloody nightmare here. And of course, ultimately it's just more time, isn't it? It's more time wasted on a player that we should be getting in. In fact, two players that we should be getting in. So we'll have to watch and see how this develops. Welcome to the Members Club, Ollie Yeah, we'll have to wait and see how it develops. Here we go. Ten Hag is signing a T-shirt, says Aaron. And if we can get Antony, we should look at Nabry. His contract is up soon, says Moen. Thank you very much. I don't know. I think he retracted that, but we read it anyway. The Samoan says they are actually, Man United are doing this on purpose. I mean, to be fair, I don't think this is anything directly to do with Manchester United. All I can say is I'm just messaging somebody. All I can say is that this is very good information. I've now got it coming in from 3 different sources, including, obviously we've got David Ornstein as well, that there is a lot going on and everything is potentially at risk at the moment. Read into that what you want. It appears that the agent of Frenkie de Jong has got the hump. And by the sounds of it, he's got the hump with United because Malacia has gone off with his dad as agent. And I would imagine the agent is saying to Manchester United, I'm not very happy. And he might be saying to Man United, if you go ahead and sign Malacia, I'm going to mess up this De Jong deal. But on the other hand, I'm going to stay positive. I can only bring you the news. I'm going to stay positive because at the end of the day, Barcelona want to sell De Jong. And De Jong's agent saying, well, we're not going to do a deal. I mean, he might be able to stop the deal, but it's not just Man United he's going to piss off. It's Barcelona as well. Tang, thank you very much for subscribing. We may lose the Malacia deal. I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, I think we'll get both deals done. It's just more time. I think that's the thing that frustrates me. This is what happens when the club tried to do multiple deals at the same time. We are such a joke in terms of transfers. Really doesn't seem like much has changed with the recruitment team, says Aram. And can only imagine this is a minor inconvenience. Can't see it putting deals in jeopardy. Fingers crossed, says Berkeley. I'm with you on that, Berkeley. I think we will get both deals done, but I can only feed to you that this is coming in from really good sources, that there is issues. It's complicated and there are genuine issues going on. We'll probably get a done deal in half an hour, but you know, I can only pass you what's coming through, and obviously you've seen David Ornstein tweet it out as well. Good morning, Mark. Somewhat concerned about this window. I know there's still time, but it worries me. We're going to be scrapping around on deadline day, says Rob. And if United could get deals done quicker, this wouldn't be an issue, says Joe. And I think that's a great point from Joel, because if you think about it, Timber we could have got done at the end of May. Antony we could have got done at the end of May. Malacia we could have got done at the end of May. Lissandro Martinez we could have got done at the end of May. There's no reason why we didn't do these deals in May or early June. The reality is we've always had this stance that we're going to get Frenkie de Jong done first, and I don't understand that, apart from we're tight. I just don't get it. And now you've got Ajax saying they want ridiculous money. You've got further complications like this. I just think we've not been efficient enough. And look, it was only a week ago we were talking about Will Keane or Michael Keane's brother being parachuted in to work on deals. It's very clear to me that things aren't working out well. And look, United, what do United do? I mean, I don't even know if Liverpool or Man City do this. We have a bloody, on the app, it's United Daily, where they're down at the training ground telling everybody it's somebody's birthday. I mean, does any other club do this? United are brilliant at making you think everything's good. But you know, we were crap last season and we've not done any business. We've not sold anybody. We've not bought anybody. It's July the 1st. In June, we did nothing. And I know Richard Arnold said that Murtaugh's working all the hours in the day, but he's not working well, is he? Like, well done. I feel for the guy. He's obviously working hard, but it's not working. Ravi, welcome to the Members Club. I mean, you know what I feel with United? For an analogy, I'll give you a visual. You know if you're at the beach and you're digging a hole, and you've got your back, and you're digging a hole, and you're going like that, and behind your back, someone's just putting it back in. You're never actually doing anything. You can work all day digging that hole out, but as for every shovel you shovel out, someone else is just kicking it back in, and you don't realise it. And I feel like that's United's transfer window at the moment. Nobody can doubt the work they're putting in, and I'm not going to say they're not working hard. They're just not working well. You know, I've worked with people in the past who, in an 8-hour day, they can work for 2 hours and do more than some people can do in 8. And, you know, for 6 hours, they're pissing about on their phone or they're doing the fancy Premier League. But in those 2 hours, they just absolutely know what they're doing. They're on the ball, bang, 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 and they can do in 2 hours what some people work 8 hours to do. That's what United need. We need efficient expertise in the football club, because time and time again, when it comes to transfer windows, we face barriers that other clubs don't seem to face. Adam, welcome to the Members Club. Doesn't Frankie de Jong agent also represent Donny and Lindelof, says Joshua? I don't know. He does represent Malacia, and that is an issue. Can Isco be considered a backup if Eriksen does not choose us, says Ravi? I don't know, mate. I mean, I think we need to try and focus on the deals that we've got going at the moment. That's what Manchester United need to do. Work smarter, not harder, says Quad. Yeah. So look, let's talk about what I want to talk about, but that was breaking news just before I came out, that Manchester United are facing difficulties in the construction of the deals. Manchester United, and I can read it out. The left back is believed to have decided against using Ali Dursun, which is the agent of Frankie de Jong and Malacia. Malacia has decided not to use that agent and operating with his father instead. It's unclear whether the same factor will affect United's negotiations to acquire Frankie de Jong from Barcelona, given Dursun is acting on behalf of the 25-year-old midfielder in that situation. So it sounds like absolutely nothing. It sounds like a storm in a teacup, but it is a bit of a storm developing this morning that Malacia has basically sacked the agent and moved to another agent, but that agent's also working on the de Jong deal. So United are in this position where they were working with one agent on 2 deals, and now they're working on another agent. So you've got you've got to do all the work again, and also you've got an agent that's probably pissed off. So it's more delay, isn't it? Look, I don't categorically know when we're going to announce Frankie de Jong or when we're going to announce Malacia, but it doesn't sound to me like it will probably happen today. Maybe we'll get the new kit with Eriksen. Maybe that's what we'll see. We'll see what happens with it. Anyway, let's get back onto what I wanted to talk about. Mark, I don't feel bad for United here, because if we'd given Eric a good budget to begin with, the Malacia deal would have been done before this, says Paul. And that leads lovely into what I want to talk about this morning, because I don't know whether anybody else saw this last night, but it was very interesting. We spoke about Marcel van der Kraan, and he was talking about Manchester United, and then there was a little bit that I'd completely missed that I really wanted to bring into the show this morning, and I'm just going to whack it straight up on the screen for you. So this is Marcel van der Kraan, who is the Dutch journalist. He's been mentioned quite a lot over the summer, works at De Telegraaf. He says Antony looks unlikely to join Manchester United due to his 80 million valuation set by Ajax. Now, he also goes on to say that Manchester United's business will probably be over in the after they purchase Lisandro Martinez. So effectively, we can't afford Antony. That's what they're saying from Dutch sources, that we can't afford him. Which is, look, it probably is. It's crushingly disappointing news, but it's probably what we expected with these owners. You spend 56 million on De Jong. You spend 15 million on Malacia, that's 70 million. You spend another 40 million on Lisandro Martinez, that's 110 million. That's your budget. I mean, Antony's going to cost 70? I mean, that takes it up to 180, which is where I think we should be spending this summer. But, I don't disagree with Marcel van der Kraan. It's what my fear is, and it's what many of your fears are. I think United have lied. I mean, I don't want to call them liars. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm lost on this pub interview that he said Richard Woodward. We will be calling him Richard Woodward if he's not careful. Richard Arnold said, where he was on about how Manchester United have got the money. They've got the money for the players that the manager wants. But, and I want to focus in on that because I do think it's really important. He was on, and look, he shouldn't have been recorded, but he gave an interview. They still would have got the quotes from him. Richard Arnold in that pub said the money's there for the players the manager wants. Well, we know the manager wants Antony. And we know he wants De Jong, and we know he wants Malacia, and we know he wants a centre-back. So that means there must be 180 million quid. So if you don't produce that money, I'm sorry, we may well start the season well, but it still needs to be said when the transfer window closed that Richard Arnold didn't tell the truth. Because the money wasn't there for the players that the manager wants. Because the manager definitely does want Antony. And look, I'm not here to add up what Arsenal are going to spend, what Spurs are going to spend, because ultimately, ultimately, what Arsenal and Spurs spend, we should keep an eye on, but we're Manchester United. With all due respect to Arsenal and Spurs, we've got bigger revenues. We're a bigger club. We can't look at Arsenal and Spurs and go, oh, they've spent nearly about as much as us. How would they know our budget ahead of English, says Robert McCormack. Head of English what? I don't know. Will you do a meeting in Melbourne, says Zane? I think we are going to, yes. Oh, I know what you mean, Robert. You mean, how would a Dutch journalist know what our budget is? Well, I wouldn't say he's got a hotline into Manchester United, Robert, but I do think it's worth discussing, because I think that ultimately, do you think United are going to spend 175 million? That we keep hearing a lot of stories at the moment that United's budget is limited, and we will have to wait and see. But all I'm going to say is, and I think a lot of people would agree with this, is that if United's spend is around 120 million, that's shocking. That's less than Van Gaal got in his first year. That's less than Mourinho got, and it's less than Ole got. And yet Ten Hag, bless him, is taking over the worst United team that any of them ever took over. He's taken on all their shit. So I just don't care what Arsenal and Spurs spend. This is Manchester United. Quite rightly, people will point out that the Glazers have taken over 30 million in dividends this year. We're only in July and they've taken over 30 million in dividends this year. That's 25% of our budget. You imagine if you add that 30 million onto 120 million, that's another player. So look, these things are very important, and they're very, very worth keeping in the mindset of any United fan that's interested in our recruitment this summer, that we do need to spend about 180 million quid. And even then, we won't get a midfielder and a right back. 180 million quid will get us Antony, De Jong, Malacia and a centre back, and maybe Eriksen on a free. That's what you get for 180 million pounds. And we still need another midfielder and a right back. So I'm not saying please spend 180 million. I'm saying you need to spend at least that. And look, net spend, that's up to you. That's down to your competence to sell people. But I am starting to get genuinely concerned that United are going to try and spin a summer that's basically all about De Jong, and that's never what this that's never what this was always going to be about. So no new signings on the tour. Absolute disgrace, says Maj. Look, a few people tuning in. Look, I can give you some positive stories on things as well. It's not all just concern. In relation to signings, I think it was... okay, so let's put this up. This is from Simon Jones in the Mail, and he's saying that Manchester United are expected to make a major push for Lisandro Martinez over the weekend and hope to pull off Erik Ten Hag will give him the advantage. I hope the pull of Erik Ten Hag will give them the advantage over Arsenal, which I think that makes sense, but let's not forget, how are we going to close a deal for Lisandro Martinez over the weekend? And I will say this openly. How are we going to close a deal for Lisandro Martinez over the weekend when we're still working on closing the deals for De Jong and Malacia? Because I think it's fair to say that when we agreed a fee with De Jong on Tuesday, we expected this deal to be announced Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I don't mean holding up a shirt, but I mean done deal. I get bored of repeating this myself, but there are 3 stages of a transfer, 3 main stages. There is terms agreed with the player. There is done deal, where people like Ornstein or Romano announce it, and then there's official announcement from the club. We're still not at done deal. So when I look at United and I think, well, look, Eriksen can just hold the shirt up today if he wants to. He's a free agent. But we've not even had done deal with De Jong and Malacia yet. And done deal, there will be a gap between official announcement. So if we don't get done deal today, we're not getting official announcement on Monday. If we don't get done deal until Monday, we're not getting hold up the shirt till Wednesday. We're going on tour on Friday. So yeah, I think things are being delayed. And also, as I say, if you're still working hard to negotiate with Malacia and De Jong over the weekend, how are you working on Lisandro Martinez as well? United really struggle to do more than one deal at once. We haven't got enough people to be working on Malacia, working on De Jong, working on Lisandro Martinez. We just literally don't. We don't operate like that. So it's all a bit up in the air at the moment, and it's more delays. And, you know, it's July the 1st. 120 million budget doesn't make sense when you think we were in for Nunez at start. Centre-back, centre-mid, left big and forward equals 180 million. Michael, I really hope so. And I'm not going to be grateful to the club if they're spending 180 million pounds. I think it's what we should be spending. Amir, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much for joining. So that's on Lisandro Martinez, but the one I wanted to show you is that Simon Jones, again, from the Mail, says that Manchester United expect the Frenkie de Jong deal will be finalised over the weekend. I would agree with that. I mean, whether we get, as I say, we're not going to... It's highly unlikely we're going to have Frenkie de Jong over the weekend holding up a Manchester United shirt, but I think it's highly likely we will get deal done at some point. I mean, we're just waiting on that. And Manchester United are already moving on to other targets in the transfer window as they want to finalise their first signings of the summer, says Samuel Luckhurst. But Ronaldo should be looking for the exit door, says Mejek. Look, well done, Samuel Luckhurst. You may have had a phone call from somebody this morning, but that just sounds to me like the typical spin you'll get from United. And what I mean is, if you speak to Man United and say what's happening with transfers, they will say things like, look, we're working to our own pace, we're confident we'll get the deals we want to get done, we're working on lots of targets. I mean, is that not what Samuel Luckhurst has just said there? It doesn't matter how many targets we're working on if we miss those targets. You know, I could go paintballing this afternoon and they could put 10 targets for me and I could just go bang, 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 bang. While somebody just focuses on the one target until they hit it, I could be going bang, 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 bang. And at the end of it, I've hit none and they've hit 2 because, all right, it took them 5 shots to hit it, but they're focused on 1. They're focused on 2. And there's, you know, Machine Gun Goldbridge going bang, 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 bang. I'm shooting at loads of targets. Look at me, ma. Look at me, ma. And I miss them all. So I think we're almost past the point where we get excited that United are looking at loads of targets because we haven't actually got a deal over the line. It's like, oh, we're looking at Martinez, we're looking at Tielemans, we're looking at Antony, we're looking at Dumfries, but you haven't got De Jong, Malacia or Eriksen over the line yet. So excuse me, I'm actually at the point now where it's great you're trying to buy lots of players, but can you actually buy somebody? In fact, it's like when I never used to understand this, and I'm not going to name the family member, but there used to be this pick and mix shop in Nottingham. It was next to C&A as you walk out the Broadmarsh shopping centre. And I'd always do the thing, you know, puppy dog eyes as we walk past. Can we go in there? Can we go in there? And they, you know, they would take me in for a look. I'd be like, this is just don't take me in. Like, don't take me into a sweets pick and mix shop to have a look. I mean, now I'm in. Buy me something. And I feel like, you know, United are a bit like that at the moment, aren't we? We're in this pick and mix shop. Oh, I'd like that. I'd like that. Oh, isn't it nice? Oh, yeah, it is nice. And then they don't bloody buy anything. Just buy something. If Antony really wants the move, wouldn't you think he would force it? And then surely we can compromise a deal with Ajax, says Jamie Johnson. Antony really wants to move to Manchester United. And United are really interested. And Erik ten Hag really wants him. But I'll mention Perisic. I'll mention Thomas Muller under Van Gaal. Fabregas under Moyes, like these, Tony Kroos was another player. These players were all interested in coming to Manchester United, and the manager at those times really wanted them. Did we get them? No. So, you know, Antony does desperately want to join United. Erik ten Hag does desperately want Antony, but the big issue will be, can United get that deal over the line? Frankie de Jong's agent is the same as Van der Beek, says Daniel Kirk. Thankfully, we've already signed Van der Beek, so we don't need to worry about that. Yeah, so look, yeah, let's just wait and see what happens. I mean, look, if it's any consolation to people, I'm quite relaxed at the moment. I feel that, you know, it's Manchester United. This is what we do. We're not Chelsea. We're not Man City. We're not Liverpool. We're not efficient in the transfer market. I would not be surprised if we get a done deal this afternoon. I wouldn't be surprised if we wait until early next week. I don't think the Malacia and De Jong deals are going to fall through. I take on board that there is good people saying things that, you know, this is a concern, and when David Ornstein's reporting it, you know, it is, but I don't think it's unsurmountable. And my reading of the situation, it's more about delay than falling through. But, you know, somebody said to me just before I went live, what would you do if De Jong deal fell through? And I said, well, I'd be gutted, but it's Man United. I mean, I don't think it's going to happen. I still remain 90% sure we'll get De Jong, probably higher than that, really. It's there on a plate to do, but nothing would surprise me with United. I wouldn't be surprised if we went and signed Neymar this afternoon. Just nothing ever surprises me with Manchester United, so we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. On transfers, as I say, we've covered that. Welcome to the Members Club, Thor. And Mark, do a crowdfunder for United to raise more funds for the transfer fund. Also, I can speak to Amazon to do a documentary for United to raise funds for your transfer fund, says Zane. yeah, that would be nice, Zane. That would be nice. Okay, let's just go through a few other bits. Now, sources added that Manchester United believe the mistrust among the players, particularly under interim manager of Ralph Rangnick, contributed to a poor end of the season. This is from Rob Dawson, who's mentioning a couple of things that are going on around the ground, around the training. United at the moment are really keen to push how great it is under Erik ten Hag, how everyone's getting on. And we predicted this a few weeks ago. Like, the players are going to come back with a six-pack and a smile and work hard. And let's be honest, most of the first team aren't even back yet. And United are there going how great it is and how ten Hag's really, really honest and this, that and the other. And I'm like, that is true. Ten Hag is a good coach. The players are going to work hard with a smile on their face. But it's June, July. It's in October in year 2 that we will really learn about these players. They all worked for Mourinho at the start. They all worked for Van Gaal and Ollie at the start. This is not where these players and Ten Hag's, ability to not get stabbed in the back is going to be measured. Not in week 1. It's going to be in a few months' time. But I do find this quite funny, and I think a lot of the media do this, and I don't know whether the club tell them to do it, but I do see this a lot. Why is it? Have you noticed? Why is Ralf Rangnick always the name that gets mentioned in relation to negativity last season? I think it's really, 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 really unfair. It's always Rangnick. Rangnick came into the club in December. He was given no signings. He had the things with Mason Greenwood. He had players leaving. There was already toxicity. He took over one of the most difficult positions I think anybody's ever taken over at United. And he messed it up. It didn't go well, admittedly. But what about John Murtagh? What about Woodward? What about Richard Arnold? What about the manager that actually spent a load of money the summer before and created this problem? What about the manager that upset most of the squad by saying to Lingard, Van der Beek, Mata, Henderson, you'll get loads of game time, and then they didn't get game time, and we wonder why we got toxicity? I just think it's really wrong to keep going in on an interim coach who was basically thrown into a swimming pool of crap and told to swim. Who filled the pool up with the crap? Who shat in the pool for months before? And it wasn't Rangnick. So I do find it's almost like open season on Rangnick. He's a fall guy. Yes, Tom. It's open season. The players blame Rangnick, the club blame Rangnick, and the media blame Rangnick. And it's just typical short-sighted, I can't be asked to do proper journalism, because actually Rangnick didn't do very well, but he inherited the problems. He didn't create the problems. Like, the toxicity was already there. We were already getting stuffed by Watford and everybody else under Solskjaer. So I find it a bit difficult. Mark, have you seen the Ornstein comments? Says Steve. Yeah, we've spent most of the show talking about it, to be fair, Steve. But on a more positive thing, he says that Manchester United players will be encouraged to be more open in interviews next season, but have been told that disagreements should be handled in-house and not made public. Again, this is from Rob Dawson. And apparently it's gone out to players to tell their agents and family members as well. Steve McLaren will be a go-between if there are any issues between the players to go to the manager. I mean, look, it's common sense. It's true. United have put these protocols in place. The question is, Manchester United, one of the richest sports clubs in the world, why didn't we have this in place before? Why is it a big thing that we're now telling players to be more communicative, to tell their family members and agents not to go to the press, to, speak about things more openly instead of backstabbing? I mean, it's great that we're finally doing it, but I think most clubs have been doing this for a long time. Why is it taking United until now to do it? And I applaud the fact that we're doing it. I agree, yeah, we're doing it and it needs to be done. The worst thing would be to not do it. But again, it amazes me that we never did it in the first place. But look, there's a lot of positivity around, I suppose with Manchester United at the moment, there's a lot of positivity around the training ground. There's a lot of positivity around Erik ten Hag. And I suppose those that are failing at the moment want to bathe in that positivity, i.e. the people who are negotiating transfers. But as I said last night, there's two very distinct things. And, everything's not good and everything's not bad. Some things are good and some things are bad. That's where United are at the moment. Like, Ten Hag is good. The morale is good. The club are putting out good messages about new Man United. The transfer window is bad. We've not sold anybody. We've not bought anybody in. We're still the same team from last year. We're not a team that finished second a year ago with loads of potential. That's a fake lie, really. The reality is we're not. We are where we deserve to be. We were crap last season, and there are still problems in the club, but there's good and bad. And I think what we need to do is delete some of the bad. Keep deleting bad. Like, to be fair, Rangnick and Solskjaer are gone. Ten Hag's here. That's a good move. A lot of some of the toxic players have gone. Some of the toxic players that remain have come in with a better attitude. That's good. But we still need to buy 5 or 6 players, and we still need to sell 6 or 7 or 8, 9 more players, and we still haven't done that yet. So we're still very much a work in progress, and as I say, United are on trial this summer. We've got to see what they're going to do. If Chelsea managed to sign someone before us, it's embarrassing, says Jude. Erik ten Hag should do what Conte did and show frustration with the lack of transfer activity in the press conference interview. Seems to have worked at Spurs, says Quitty. Well, I'd bow down to greater knowledge there, because I don't know what Erik ten Hag's personality is. I know what he is as a coach, and I know that's what I think we're going to see the real improvement in. But I don't know what Erik ten Hag is all about in relation to, speaking openly. But let me just read this. Okay. So, yeah, we're sort of going back to the start here. Effectively, there's quite a lot of stuff coming in. It really does come down to this. So this big story this morning is that Manchester United are working on deals with Malaysia and Frenkie de Jong. The same agent was working on both those deals. I think it's Ali Dursun. Malaysia, for whatever reason, has changed his agent. This has pissed off everybody, and effectively the agent has and is pissed off as well. What that's going to do for the negotiations. Worst case scenario, the agent could said, look, I was working on you with the Malaysia deal. You're now working with somebody else on the Malaysia deal. I'm not working on you with the de Jong deal. So it sounds petty, but I think that's sort of what Ornstein's saying. I think that's what everybody's sort of saying, is that this has... Look, we should be waking up this morning thinking that the same agent is working on 2 deals. He's going to make his money. We're going to pay our money. The clubs are going to make their money, and we get the 2 players. What we actually are waking up to is that one of those players has broken away from that agent. United still want to sign both players, but we're not dealing with one agent on both deals. We're now dealing with a pissed off agent for de Jong and a new agent for Malaysia. Is that going to impact either of those deals? I think in the long run, probably not. Is it going to delay those deals? Potentially, that's where we're looking at. But, again, it's like that T-shirt that Balotelli pulled up at Old Trafford, isn't it? Why always me? Why is it always United when it comes to transfers that it doesn't run smoothly? So I don't think these deals will fall through, but deals can fall through. Of course they can. Lyon want Malaysia. Look, I don't think they will fall through, but it's just another headache for Manchester United that they can probably solve today by getting the new kit out with Eriksen. But yeah, we might be heading into the weekend before we get any clarity on the de Jong and Malaysia situation, because I'd imagine there's a few people pissed off this morning. United will probably be pissed off. This agent's going to be pissed off, and Barcelona probably, and Feyenoord as well. So a little bit of clarity and patience may be needed, which is what we don't have much patience at the moment, do we? So let's see what today, tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday brings, I suppose. And in the background, you've still got United and Arsenal fighting for Lisandro Martinez. So maybe we'll get Lisandro Martinez has agreed to come to United, and then we're waiting on a done deal. It really is like waiting at a bus stop at the moment. I said this to somebody last night. I feel with United, we're waiting at the bus stop. They're all delayed, and then suddenly we're going to see 4 buses come over the hill, and it's which bus do we get on? They're all going to come at once, because if Eriksen signs, that's going to happen. Malaysia, de Jong, and then we might win the Martinez thing. So you've got 4 deals there that are just going to come together really, really quick. Do you think Ten Hag will get rid of Martial, says Bobby? I think at this point in time, getting rid of Martial would be an issue, because we've got no real attackers, have we? We need more, really. Anyway, can I just say as well, thanks everyone for watching. Please smash a like on the video and subscribe. But members, the new member video for this week is out today. I've got another one coming up for you on Sunday. Remember I said I would have 2. It's Luke Shaw compared to Malacia. Really, really interesting video. Only a few minutes long. Going through all the stats like crossing, dribbling, carrying the ball, tackling, offensive duels, defensive duels, all of that. Deep dive. Head to head, Luke Shaw, Malacia, see what we're getting compared to who our number 1 left back is. If you are a member, it's on the homepage, just check it out, or you can go through the community tab. If you're not a member, if you want to join the members club, thank you very much. Links at the chat, or you can just click the join button. Ami has been a member for 11 months. He says, Mark, sounds like another reason to delay the signings to save a few million in the market. Well, every day we don't sign somebody is money in the Glazers' pocket, you're right. Thanks everyone for watching. Take care, everyone. Scott says it's a good video on Malacia and Shaw. Thank you very much, mate. We will be back at 2 o'clock if we're not back before. 8 o'clock shows as well. Take care, everybody. You might want to give me a follow on Instagram, actually, at GoldbridgeMark. I might have some interesting pictures for you later on. But I'll speak to you in a bit. Thanks for